Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Sunday on this channel where we talk about all things sci-fi, fantasy, and comic book related. And today, we have to talk about some Doctor Who news. A very familiar face is returning, but the how and why remains a question. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so we have to talk about the latest episode of Doctor Who because it had something that happened at the end that is shaken up the entire Doctor Who fandom. And if you haven't seen it yet, spoilers are all over the place in this video for the possibilities ahead, because this is a big story and it was one we had to talk about. So I'm not concerned about the rest of the episode. The rest of the episode was an okay season finale, but it's that last moment that we're going to address. And it's that last moment that has fans everywhere wondering what is going to happen next. Now, what exactly happened at the end? Well, this is the part where we get into spoilers, so if you haven't seen the episode, go ahead, stop the video, watch it. We'll wait right here. I promise. Alright, so if you're still here, you're ready to jump into what happened and the reasons this is utterly insane. So, at the end of the episode, we all know that the Doctor regenerated. It was something that kind of shook everybody up because it wasn't like it was expected. There were rumors that it was going to happen. There was talk that he was only going to be on for 2 seasons, but the story itself of this episode tied up so nicely. And then the regeneration happens. And who does he regenerate into? But Rose. That's right, Rose. Billie Piper returned to the role of Rose. And this time, she is the regenerated Doctor. At least that's how it would seem, because there are a lot of crazy theories we're going to jump into, but first I wanted to take you to this article that kind of addresses this situation a little bit, and then we'll talk about some of the rumors. So this comes from Doctor Who TV. That's right, this Doctor Who TV article says, RTD teases major Doctor Who twist as Billie Piper returns after shock regeneration. As everyone said farewell to the Doctor, they also got sight of a very familiar face as the Doctor regenerated and was none other than Billie Piper. Billie first appeared in the Whoverse when Doctor Who returned to the screens in 2005 as Rose Tyler, the much-loved companion to the Doctor at the time, and then to the next Doctor, David Tennant. But just how and why she is back remains to be seen. Speaking of the surprise twist, Russell T. Davis adds, Billie once changed the whole of television back in 2005, and now she's done it again. It's an honor and a hoot to welcome her back to the TARDIS, but quite how and why and who is a story yet to be told. After 62 years, the Doctor's adventures are only just beginning. The article goes on to say, speaking of her return, Billie says, it's no secret how much I love this show, and I have always said I would love to return to the Whoverse as I have some of my best memories there. So given the opportunity to step back onto the TARDIS one more time was just something I couldn't refuse. But who, how, why, and when, you'll just have to wait and see. So that is the article that talked a little bit about the twist. But Rose Tyler is back on the TARDIS. And a lot of people took note of the end of the episode, because the end of the episode normally says, and introducing, no matter how well established the actor is, introducing such and such as the Doctor. And this time, all it said was introducing Billie Piper. So right there was kind of a red flag to fans who sat through it that this might not be as easily explained as what you think. Sure, I do believe that this is a regeneration. I think that she is playing the Doctor, but there are all sorts of crazy theories. One such theory that I've heard has her returning as Rose Tyler, and somehow she was taken from her happy existence with the David Tennant Doctor when we last saw her to the TARDIS itself, and she will have to go and find the Doctor. Now that's an interesting premise. I like that theory, but it doesn't explain why we saw the Doctor regenerate into her. Was this not a regeneration? It was a regeneration. So if the Doctor regenerated and all of a sudden Rose Tyler is there when he's done, it only stands to reason that she is the new Doctor. But let's play around with this, because if you're to believe this theory, then somehow she switched places with the Doctor immediately following his regeneration. So the regeneration we saw was him vanishing and her appearing. Now I like that. It presents a lot of story possibilities, but then again, this would limit her time as this character to just a guest appearance, and it would simply look like this was done for shock value. They would almost have to make this an ongoing story, with her somehow searching for the Doctor for the entire next season in order to make it worthwhile. And at that point, she might as well just start telling people she is Doctor Who, whether she is or not. So I like where it heads in terms of the opportunity to spin this into something of a mystery for the Doctor Who franchise. If she's not the Doctor, where is the Doctor? And how long is it going to take her to find it? Because one theory put forth that it's going to only take her the amount of whatever the Christmas special is to find the Doctor, and voila. I feel like that's a bit of a letdown though, honestly, if it's me. I feel like us seeing her regenerate into the Doctor, we'd have to see the Doctor regenerate. So I don't like that concept unless you show the same scene and then you show where the Doctor is, only you don't have to show his exact location. You show him falling somewhere and voila, there you go. Now she can search for him. It's a mystery to us. It's a mystery to her. She can find him and you can make that last a season. I don't like it being just a Christmas episode, so I hope they don't go that route. And I don't want to wait another 2 or 3 years to figure out what happened. I want to find out why this happened and go forward with a really intriguing story. Now, the other theory that I've heard is that she is Doctor Who and that she will remain Doctor Who for at least a season. Now, that one is a bit more plausible since we did see her regenerate into the Doctor. Now, why then would you put forth that she's not the Doctor? Why would you see in the credits where it just says introducing Billie Piper? I don't know why they would do that other than to maybe make you think. Remember, Doctor Who just gave you a cliffhanger that's going to have people questioning it and wondering what the deal is with it for a very long time. Whether that is 6 months, 7 months, or another 2 years, this is going to be something that people are going to wonder about. Is she or is she not the Doctor? But then there's other theories. The other theories maintain that she is playing Bad Wolf Okay, she's playing bad wolf. How'd she get aboard? What happened to the doctor? You're kind of in the same boat as you were before, with her and the doctor changing places. And then I heard someone say, and I had kind of discussed this with someone else, and they said the exact same thing. I was thinking about it. And that is the theory that Rose was never actually just Rose, but was the doctor to begin with. Now, the problem with this theory is, of course, that if she was always a version of the doctor, then at what point did she become the doctor? Because if you're going with the body generation stuff, I think that presents a bit of a problem, because then why would she be older? Why would she look different? Why would that be a thing? To take it back to some spot where there's only one doctor again? We don't need to know what happened to the other doctor. I don't think we ever do, unless he comes back for some reason. Then, okay, give me an interesting story and I'm still 1,000% down. My hopes and dreams for this, though, is that she is going to be our new doctor. And I know that this is a bit controversial. There's a lot of people who still don't like that he can change into a girl or a guy, but I think it's a very interesting thing if they just present her as the doctor and not really focus so much on the fact that she's a girl. She's a talented enough actress that she can pull this off. I think that by making her the doctor, it kind of more than makes up for some of the complaints that people had about the last female doctor. Even though I sort of liked her, there was a lot of storylines within that I wasn't exactly feeling. Just like with the new doctor, there was a lot of stories of his that I liked, but there was a lot that I just wasn't feeling, that I didn't get into as much. So if you were giving me a good story focused around Rose, whether she is the doctor or whether she is just Rose, or whether she's something else entirely, maybe even Bad Wolf, then I'm okay with that. Just make the story interesting, and I think it's going to be good. And you have the acting talent of Billie Piper, so that automatically does become a plus. It becomes one of those things that it's a win-win situation. Fans get to see an old face return that they absolutely loved. One of the most popular companions, if not the most popular companion of all time, at least in modern age. And then they also get an intriguing story. Sounds like a win-win to me, but I want to know what you guys think. What theories have you heard? Do you think she's the doctor? Do you think there's a reason that they just said introducing Billie Piper and didn't say as the doctor? Do you think there's more to this story? Whatever your thoughts are, whatever your theories are, we have to talk about this. We have to kind of be at our virtual water cooler, talking this over, until we find out exactly what's going on. As always, we want to hear from you guys. Make sure you're leaving us that comment. Make sure you're sharing this with all of your friends so they can be a part of this crazy conversation we're having. Then make sure you're hitting that like button. It's free, it helps the channel, and we really do appreciate it. Then make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Miko says we need more subscribers, and look at this little face. You don't want to disappoint Miko, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell while you're down there so you don't miss a single video we do. And then, friends, at the end of the day, I know it, you know it, and Miko knows it. Fandom is family.